Hello everyone, welcome to Achievers IAS classes. Let's begin our discussion on the current events of 20th April 2018. The first issue in news is regarding the recent judgment of the Supreme Court, which dismissed various public interest litigations alleging foul play into the death of Judge Loya, who was looking into the Sohrabuddin Sheikh encounter case in which the BJP president was an accused. The Supreme Court has also foreclosed any future investigation or litigation on the death of the judge and has even said use of PIL in this particular case amounts to criminal contempt of the court. Further, the Supreme Court said that political rivalries should not be a reason for filing a public interest litigation, thereby dismissing all the PILs in the case. As we can recall, four senior most judges of the Supreme Court had accused of bias by the Chief Justice of India in allocating cases to particular benches in the Supreme Court, thereby giving rise to various speculations and allegations post the allotment of the case of Judge Loya to certain benches in the Supreme Court. It is still an ongoing debate whether Chief Justice of India should be the sole authority in deciding the allocation of cases or not, and we have to wait and watch any future developments on that issue in the coming days. Till then, let's move on to the next issue, which is regarding the recent comments made by the Deputy Governor of the RBI that he was closer to voting in the Monetary Policy Committee to drop the neutral stance of the RBI and start the withdrawal of accommodation, which would mean rising of interest rates. As we know, the government has constituted a Monetary Policy Committee consisting of 6 members to decide on the policy rates, which is the repo rate. As we know, the repo rate has been left unchanged for quite some time now, and the Reserve Bank of India has the mandate to contain inflation within a band of 2 to 6%. In this regard, we have to wait for the next monetary policy review to see if there is any change in the stance of the RBI and its impact on the economy. Now, let's move on to the next issue, which is regarding a new government notification to set up a permanent higher defense management committee headed by the National Security Advisor to improve India's defense planning in the long term. The government notification said that the Defense Planning Committee would prepare a draft national security strategy as well as develop a capability development plan and work on defense diplomacy issues and improving defense manufacturing in India. The committee will have the chairman of the Chiefs of Staff Committee, the three service chiefs, secretaries of the Ministries of Defense and Foreign Affairs as its members. Further, the notification listed four subcommittees which will respectively look into policy and strategy, capability development, defense diplomacy, and the fourth one on defense manufacturing ecosystem. The reports of the DPC will be submitted to the defense minister for final decision making. This is set as a positive move by various defense analysts, and we have to wait and watch whether the government would be able to implement this in the current tenure. With that, let's move on to the next issue, which is regarding the ongoing bilateral meeting between India and Britain, where a number of issues, including the one on sustainable development, is going on between the prime ministers of the two nations. In this regard, the failure of the two countries to sign a key memorandum of understanding on the return of illegal migrants has been a surprise because it appeared that an agreement on the terms of a memorandum had already been reached between the two countries during the previous visit of the Commerce and Industry Minister from India. The deal was important because the recent toughening up of immigration requirements has resulted in some individuals being wrongly denied access to public services and even threatened with deportation despite being British citizens. Also, several questions have been raised on the government's actions on its treatment of Commonwealth citizens, as the Commonwealth is seen as a route for the post-Brexit trade to flourish. With that, let's move on to the next issue, which is regarding the report sought by the Supreme Court from the Bar Council of India on the conduct of lawyers in Jammu and Kashmir who had allegedly obstructed the filing of charge sheet in the Kathua rape and murder case. The local lawyers in Kathua are also accused of obstructing the victim's lawyer from appearing in court, thereby obstructing the course of justice. For further details on the issue and the causes which led to this gruesome crime, Please go back and watch my previous news analysis video. With that, I wrap up today's news analysis. Do like, share and comment to support this initiative. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.